Hey, what's good, everybody? Queen Common Sense in the building. From the Chi-Town remix to the sticks, just here. And oh, it's a hot one today. Um, we're back building, hustling, working our $40 goal for today. We working, doing on that. So I did a lot of personal business today, like just self-care stuff, stuff that you need as a girl. Us girls need special stuff, and gotta keep abreast on the lady-ishness, So we have everything. It's gotta be comfortable. So I'm just fussing because I'm hot. But it's a beautiful night, and I thought I would just do a stream because we still are trying to reach our $40 goal for today, and I'm behind schedule. So here we be, and one step closer to my official first paycheck in the big girl world. Hello. So I'm just kind of marinating. But this one is about misery. The misery I see in our sisters help us, and our elders, our mamas, and our grandmothers in some cases. We was discussing misery with a couple of other beautiful women that I am involved with in the sisterhood, and I see a lot of misery. I know as a personal experience survivor of a miserable mother, bless her. I want her to be happy. I really do, but she is miserable. It's always hard to witness misery. I want. And the misery, you know, separates everything. It's divisive. You separate yourself from the opportunity to have meaningful connections when you're miserable. Um, Misery causes a lot of heartbreak and a lot of stagnation and a lot of chaos is what misery causes. And it's not a clamorous type of misery. It's more of a quiet, silent, slow leak of miserable antics and behaviors that just spread like the measles. Misery. Hey, J baby, it's good to see you. My lady, you've been a little scarce around here these days. It's good to see. I hope your evening is going well. Misery was an awesome, freaking awesome, kick ass movie. Oh my God. Misery. Lord have mercy. I'm so glad you posted that comment because that is a beautiful illustration of our mama's misery, hunty. You see how maniacal that she was and calm with a cool demure, sinister. Oh, miserable child. That woman in that movie was miserable. Who slowly dying. And she wanted to drag that man to hell with her misery. And that's what connects the two. Mom's misery and how we get tricked into being dragged into her hell with her, and our lives separate of that relationship suffer, gravely suffer. And we think it's the noble thing. We think that's the noble thing to do for our elder parents as adult children. Um, Still continue to suffer the abuse that you were born into. You didn't earn that abuse from your parent, mostly the mama. You didn't earn it. It's nothing that you would warrant to be treated like that in such a miserable fashion. So, misery of our mamas, I see it. I see it. I see daughters, bending over backwards because they know that they had a lovely mother. Happens to sons too, adult sons. They bend over backwards for their parent, and which is a beautiful gesture. And that's what I love about the South too. That's really very still a tribal approach to it. When the mom doesn't have her spouse, and she hasn't really grieved for him, and she kind of clings and cleaves onto her sons, you know, and then they become the surrogate, booking and placekeeper, just like the mothers, with their daughters. They need the female nurturing from the daughter, and then they replace in their mind, okay, that's where my husband should be. So I'll cling on to her as if she would be doing what the role of a husband would, but that's your daughter, and she's trying to move on with her mate, which is a man. So now you're naturally jealous. As a miserable person, you have this envy. Leviathan comes in, and you start to um, chip away at the foundation of what your daughter is building with someone else. That's what happens when you're miserable, and your mom is miserable, and she has not properly accepted the passing of her love, of her beloved. She refuses to own it because she somehow believes that, you know, she's mad at him for leaving, basically. And that begins to fester. It begins to fester and simmer and start to eat away at your psyche, at your impulse control, the lack of comfort in human contact and healthy interactions. You begin to eat to comfort your loneliness because the food is like a company keeper. You prepare it, you go out and purchase it. It's a relationship you have with your food when you're miserable. Just like when you're happy, healthy, you have relationships with food, all different kinds. So, misery in the mama, she begins to chip away at that foundation that you're building with your beloved. And you look back and say, well, mom had her go at it. They made a wonderful couple, and they produced beautiful children. We were an awesome family. And his time on this realm ended. He had to cross over. So, hey, I got to move on. I have to heal and still do life, the things that life brings to us, including love. And it's a different kind of love that you need from your man than you would need from your mama. And she's craving that same love that you're receiving because she never really felt it, and then she didn't take um, heed to it and appreciate it as much as she should have before her beloved crossed over. So she's miserable. She feels like she was cheated or she missed out. She didn't really appreciate him as much as she could have. That makes you miserable. When you have a guilty conscience, oh, guilt is a miserable feeling when you feel guilty about something. It's amazing because we have the Hierophant in the present position. We were talking about misery. The Hierophant is a domineering male figure, overbearing, arrogant. Somebody is really going through it, with the masculine energy being controlling and dictating. just every thought. And that is misery. I've been there. My mother used to dictate my every move. I could just feel her disapproval through my thoughts. She would psychically guilt trip me because she never would stop. She never would stop with the passive aggressive attacks. Hey, M. Stephan, good to see you. Wow, all the ladies are coming. Some of these beautiful women I haven't seen in a couple months. It's so good to see you. Thanks for passing through. If you want to support the Butterfly Totem, ladies, it would be a lovely gesture if you could hit that support button on my channel page. If you have some pocket change, some Starbucks money, we're just working for our goal here. And, I try to do universal general readings to work for my keep there. And if you have a little extra, newsstand magazine money laying around, little laundry change, if you don't mind sharing that with the Butterfly Totem, and that's going toward the proceeds to keep the process going. So, and bring your friends over, and we'll talk about misery, because I know a lot of us have experienced it from our mamas, and it put a little hurdle before us in our own progress of what we want to achieve with our personal relationships, And it's something that is not talked about because, it's really difficult to get our elders to accept their own faults, just like they expect us to continuously digest when they ram our faults down our throat. So it's misery. Yeah, yeah. I was scared to death. J Baby said I didn't understand my mother until I became a mother. And that really resonated with me too, what you just said. Because I learned everything what not to do as a mother when I got pregnant. I learned instantly. Everything that was done, an exchange between my mother and I tried my best not to ever do that to my kids. That's a very powerful statement. I'm Stephan Butterfly. Okay, good. Thank you. And don't forget, I have a Facebook page too called Empath Angie. And y'all ladies, if you have any metaphysical stuff, any crafty, witchy, creative, weirdo stuff, you can go over to Empath Angie and put it up there. If you have a product or service or whatever, just if you support somebody who is, into the spiritual walk, slap them on the wall over there and book your appointment. If you want a reading, I'm doing them at discount, $20 for a full hour live, and then we have $10 email readings. So if you've been itching to know what the tarot has for you, Haunty, you can hit me up. And you can do an email reading, and I'll send you a video if you can't get on live. I know work, family, stuff. You don't have time to really stream on a one-on-one. You just kind of throw YouTube on there, just have something to listen to while you washing dishes, cooking, and vacuuming. You know what I'm saying? I know how it is when you out there hustling, trying to get that paper. It ain't that, hey, if she don't work, she don't eat, goddamn it. So I appreciate your support. It's a beautiful thing. We've been kind of riding out for a minute, ladies. Just kind of mixing up, watching y'all comments, how you moving around. I'm digging the vibe. I love it because it's positive. And that's what we need, among our black women, especially us. We need to raise the bar up a little bit more, and be more tolerant of each other. Because we both, we all, as sisters, been through a lot, Our miserable mother-daughter relationship evolved into something beautiful. Yeah, on that level. The dance of the goddamn verbal spar, the battle of the wits. Isn't that a beautiful piece to, choreographed piece? it's an art to that damn type of misery, you know? Good grief. They got that down to a science, don't they? Lord. I'm like, would you lady, hey, look, mom, you gotta chill, you know? And now she's like wonders why she can't see, you know? It's very it's upsetting. You know, that's my mom. And she's so rigid that she would rather make herself suffer and strain herself into sickness than to say, you know what, honey, I hear you, I hear what you're saying, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry I missed it. Accountability, you know. That's it. Acknowledgement. It doesn't cost anything. It's free to acknowledge that you have flaws. It's totally free. It won't kill you. You know, to say, hey, I did some dumb shit at some point in my life. Who hasn't? I don't know anybody that has not made a really stupid move, you know? But it ain't gonna kill you to say, oh, this was really stupid. So, not gonna do that again. You know? You're human. Everybody got that thing that they it's a crutch. So I mean, show me somebody that is not flawed, and goddamn it, I think I believe that I'm Christian. So I'm just saying, you know. Misery. Good grief. It makes me feel bad for my mama because she's lost herself, you know. And I understand both sides of that, being lost as well as the beautiful opposite end of that spectrum of knowing and growing into exactly who I am, you know. More knowing more than ever now who I am, what I'm about, knowing me, you know. That's something that, you know, it just wipes misery out, you know, as a survivor of it. You know, you just keep pushing like this. Oh Lord, why was this the mother that I chose? Why did I come all the way from the universe and pick this miserable woman? What's wrong with her?
I don't think I had a choice.
I agree. That is just
Like, I'm wondering if I chose myself or someone else just chose for me.
yeah. And then we have the hermit in our expectations. Miserable people, domineering spirits always are closed off, defensive, obstinate, you know, very counterproductive behavior. You know, if there's any joy, celebration in their midst, they will make everybody miserable and they will seethe while everyone around them is very content. So misery, I see misery. It's so many different demonic forces that make up misery. Envy, you know, I've been harping on Leviathan. Um, Gluttony, you know, it's so many demons mixed up in there. And it's such a disconnected feeling when you know somebody is miserable. They don't even comprehend. They can't understand you. Like you say something very simple, they turn that into combat, war. Like, what time is it? You know, then it's like you, before you know it, you're in a shouting match with this person. It's like I just asked what time it was. Joker, what's happening? The Joker doesn't have a lot of time, so I'm stopping by to say hello, Queen. Okay, I see it. All right. Thanks for stopping by. That is the most, sophisticated troll I have ever spoken with. It's such a refreshing, visit from this person. Love you back. You behave, okay? Don't be doing too much. Be nice. And don't forget to hit the support button on your way driving by. Just pump the brakes and throw something at me. And then take off. Do a California stop by that donate button there. So he probably go, I'm like, what? No, I gotta go do some mischief, you know. So the hermit, is the unexpected. Oh, I hear you at work. Whitey pisses me off. You be good. Be good. Hold on to that money. We need it. Hold on to that job. You got to keep that job. We want you safe off the street. Don't let them get rid of you. You got to keep your car. You got to keep your house. You know what I'm saying? You got a bullseye on your back. We got to keep you out of the woodwork. Keep you in the woodwork rather. So, yeah. Just don't forget to pump the brakes. Okay, by the donate button. All right there, Sugar Plum. Oh my goodness. It's some good people on here though. Like beyond the disgusting, it makes it worth it when you have people who just have such a beautiful nature, even though they try to be, try to be mean. It's so funny. I think it's amazing. The moon card is our unexpected position for the universal reading of misery. Misery, that's revealed secrets, lies, um, just manipulation. That's what misery does too. And it's like, why would you cover things up about like who I am? You know, how many other siblings do I have? Stuff like that's really important to know. And misery forces our mothers to shush us on those secrets that they'd rather not have out in the open because they have preached so hard about how bad it is to do things, outside of the sanctity of marriage, how you shacking up with people and, fornicating and fraternizing with the devil. And you dig a little deeply into their bookshelf and you might find a story in history that is very similar to what they say they hate the most.
They used to, at one point, they would threaten me. They threatened that they'll duct tape my mouth if I wasn't quiet.
Duct tape your mouth. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, guys. I need to find my little thing. I want my stuff. Yeah, but misery. Misery, oh gosh. It's hard because when you have a loved one that's miserable, you don't want to bash them, you know what I'm saying? But because like if you tell the truth, it's like abuse in reverse. You tell like how descriptive you can be, they feel abused because it's so harsh and it's objectified after you repeat what they've done.
They used to get mad at me because growing up, I would say be honest. And then I would be honest about something I felt or someone and they felt like I was being sarcastic or being funny. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. That's why my mom now, she is furious. And I'm not laughing at her anger, but she is furious, man. She does not like me at all. because I will read her title clear, like as a bell. I'm like, don't even come after me. Don't do it. Because if I really wanted to shut everything down, I just upload stuff right here. And people that she don't want to see will see it. If I really want to be that trashy, but I have grandchild, I have other children. She's like not even worth it.
I think the girl more that did too when it comes to her mother, I could go to like my godmom and her girl. Because I think there's a lot of stuff they know, and a lot of stuff they don't know, and a lot of stuff they weren't sure of.
Hmm. Yeah, misery. Holding in that secret or secrets or whatever it is, information that will totally bust your face. That's the best way I can put it. Totally hypocrisize you as an elder parent, and you what they do is, with the chipping away of the foundation, they cover their own tracks, like they try to keep their little bones in the closet. So they go around and do pre-damage control, just in case, you know, anybody asks you. This is how it went down. This is what you say. You know, prepping their fucking witnesses to try to make you look crazy. Nobody wants to validate your abuse because the mother is miserable. Your mother is miserable. And everybody's afraid of her because if you don't agree, she's going to torture you every way possible. So misery is very serious. I see a lot of misery on social media. You know, our women are miserable. They cannot sit on the same stream more than 5 minutes before you find two of them getting ready to tear each other's motherfucking hair, eyes, ears, and everything off in the damn comment section. I'm like, okay, how did we get over into ugly bitch? We talking about misery or whatever. Wow, miserable. Lots of threatened. They feel threatened. I get that too. I don't know why you threatened by me because I'm over here trying to stay sane. I can't do nothing to nobody. I'm trying to keep myself together. Which is, the near future is the devil card that just came up after the moon card. And the devil denotes, gluttony. It's a warning sign for, manipulative, calculated, lustful, you know, sinister addictions. Somebody might be around you now that's addicted to misery, addicted to something. They don't have a per se a physical drug they take, but their misery and forcing misery upon others is their drug. They're addicted to negative energy, very low frequency, petty, very juvenile mentality. They do really immature things. When your attention is not totally focused on them, they kind of revert back to their teenager years, trying to embarrass you, stuff like that. And the far future is the stars card, and that's revealing, again, revealing secrets. That's the far future, revealing things, taking the veil off, exposure. Chickens coming home to damn roost. And some of them people are elders, parents. They'll take the misery to their grave because it's a false sense of pride that they have, and it's so thick that it is literally painful for them to just either of ownership, to display ownership of the devastating things that were accomplished over your lifetime to your whole existence, like just totally jarred your entire being. You're so just distraught because of misery. Now you're infected with it because that's your mom. You don't want to abandon her. You don't want to put her with strangers because you weren't with strangers. All this is going through your mind. Like, okay, when this chick can't take care of herself, what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
I never even had the thought of it with my mom. But with her mom, I think I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna be around for that.
Yeah, misery. The world card and the death card for the present heart of the matter. The world card is like, you know, lacking ignorance, stagnation, unfulfilled goals, unfulfillment. And the death card is sweeping change, so everything that they're used to, because you're moving on, you're healing, you're progressing beyond that blow of the loss of your dad or the loss of something, what it has thrown your mom into misery. You're like, I'm not staying there. I can't do it. Now I'm starting to grow into my happy place again. That upswing that you feel sometimes when you just need to let go. Just let go of everything. Let it all go and just do you for once without any second thought about your mom. That's how you know she no longer dictates your life, because people can control you and not even be in the same vicinity as you because of their influence, the piccolo player effect, you know, and justice, which is also, a big thing with misery. Like they feel they are omnipotent. Miserable people don't care what they do, their actions, their attitude, how they treat people and talk to people. Miserable. They're very crass and rude and beyond abrasive. They have this sanctimonious attitude, self-entitlement, very, very, very sociopathic behaviors. That's what miserable people do. They just plow over whomever they feel they can get away with it. Whatever though, I feel miserable people do have a limit still. They still know who they can fuck with. But you are the scapegoat though. The daughters are the scapegoat. And the misery is forced on her as an adult because mom that never totally accepted that dad is missing, or they're just no longer spiritually connected. Because I know that's my parents are just disconnected. They're codependent, that's it. There's nothing there, like zip, nothing. It's all remote control now, like they're on autopilot. They pretend very well. And the hangman, that's another warning against misery, making yourself miserable, too much self-sacrifice, over-involving yourself in distractions that take you off your, path to what you want to do in your own life. People just draw you in, and before you know it, you're kind of bound to the situation until it resolves itself or finds resolution. That's how misery does. That's what our mothers want us to do, is give up and throw in the towel all the time whenever they start to express their displeasure. We just, okay, whatever, just to make you happy. I'll just leave it alone. I'll figure something else out. That's total manipulation. The hangman is self-sacrifice. You sacrifice your greatest good to witness a miserable woman wasting away. And it takes a lot of strength. The strength card just came up. That's the Egyptian tarot that I'm reading from today. I'm sorry, I forgot. It's been a long day.
Yeah, you better not.
You know, misery.
She flashed away.
Our mothers would do
Oh,
well
Lord,
to
Jesus Christ.
accept that moving on is part of life, just like death is part of life, or divorce. Um,
No, not like this.
it's so very rare and such a wonderful thing to see when I see elder couples still together, married, and happy. That really is a celebration, you know, something to celebrate. And I always light a candle for elder couples that are happy because we have suffered so much already. And they've been through hell trying to fight for their humanity. You know, this was before the civil rights thing. I'm talking about grandma and grandpa still happy. Can I have some too? Me too. Thank you. That's what I love to see. I love to see elders happy like that, and telling stories and things like that. And they're still up with times, and you know, understanding evolution, yet still have that vibe of the old school. You know, when we had higher standards. Yeah, misery has no standards. Misery is very contagious, especially to people who have just been released from an abusive situation. It's common to be miserable right along with your mom, because sometimes you do have to move back home because you need a little cushion and things are just not connecting. You know, divorce does that. Stuff like, you know, young widows have to move back home with mom, and mom is still miserable. She even might be remarried, but the misery of her past love still haunts her. The pain makes her miserable. She didn't give herself enough time to grieve. She medicated her pain with another man. And a lot of those married, everything going well, but mom is still freaking miserable, you know. And they just totally go to war with their daughters. Every day, every little thing. And she's still in denial, which is part of misery. So, you know, that's something we need to really pay close attention to now, ladies. Right now, while mom is still got all her faculties. And you know, have that conversation about grief. Help her process the steps of grief. And point out to her why she's still so fucking pissed off. And you're the scapegoat. She's not gonna like that at all. You know. Especially if you have a man that you're trying to build with. Or you've already solidified your life. I know married daughters, I was one, where my mother still felt like, you know, everybody else was invisible. The kids, my husband, my friends. All she cared about was making sure she had her hand in everything concerning my life. She was above the law. She was above everything. Omnipotent. a professional victim, miserable. That's what you see here too on social. Miserable people scapegoating on each other, and you see how fast it goes around. So I have the Vision Quest cards, and sometimes I use one deck, sometimes I'll use two, sometimes I'll do two from each deck, one from each deck. Um, Vision Quest is the security and breakthrough. So that's a meditation right there. The heart of the matter. Security and breakthrough. That's two good subjects to meditate on. Security, whatever type of security you need. Financial security, emotional security, physical security, you know. I know I'm big on my surroundings. Don't get too close now, bro. We don't want no incidents, no calamity, because there are a lot of manipulative women. As a result of their mama's misery, they have now started to emulate everything their mama does amongst their peer group. And this is really an ongoing thing, because that's endurance that just came up on the Vision Quest cards right after the Mother of Air. And these are Native American cards. I don't know, I brag on these cards because Queen Afama, rest in power, Queen, she gave these to me as a gift to inspire me to further my journey with the tarot, doing tarot cards. So this deck is really special. And it's really powerful too. So Seven of Fire, endurance is ongoing misery, So you have to really guard yourself, protect your cipher, do yourself. It's good. There's nothing wrong with that. If she wants to be miserable, you can't cure her misery with your own. You can't do that. Six of Fire, victory, which is the overall view of the situation. It can be, you can conquer it and you can survive. I'm here still. And at least we're both here. We're both here. We survived the misery. We just have to really stay in tune. Stay in tune with things that are natural. Because you, in trying to endure misery, navigate through it, because a lot of us are just coping with misery. We say, well, that's mom. So I really cannot draw that boundary, because you know what? So, but that, we don't even realize how miserable we are at that point. So that's where the healing comes in. Medicine Woman just came out in balance. It has to be a balance between your relationship with your mom and your relationship with your man or your children or other friends. So yeah, misery. But there's an out. Balance, healing. The outcome will be favorable for you, and that's why I do the readings, to kind of figure out where to start, where to focus on, which layer to peel back first for yourself. They're $20 live readings with me. I can do a video also if you can't get live. Just like Joker said, work. Sometimes you just feel like $10. I'll do a video, $10. Okay, I don't know what happened. My signal dropped, I think. So sorry about that. Let me see.
Is it mine?
I'm gonna open up another chat. So guys, I don't know. So I'm gonna close this one and I'm gonna open up another chat so that it'll be back fresh. I don't know what happened there. I'm gonna close this one and I'm gonna open up another chat. Okay, looks like we're good now. All right, I don't know what that was. The signal just was like boo. All right, but misery. We have to look down in there at misery because I know I was so very young and I just didn't know what was going on, what was happening to me, and I
Did you see that?
used to just be
So
so
she walked in.
worried about my mom
I didn't think he was actually.
because she just always seemed so very sad. And, you know, when she did laugh or smile,
Flashlight.
hey, J Math, what's happening? Working on our $40 goal here. We're about $35 shy, so I'm hustling so we can get that taken care of for tomorrow. I was gonna set it to like $80, but I know it's like the beginning of the week, so I don't want to push it too hard because I didn't do all of my goal yesterday, so I usually tack that on to the next day. But it's kind of short notice, so I'm trying to get $40 limit done goal. And we're talking about misery for everybody who just peeked in. If you're coming new, and if you're watching, just hit the support button, say hello in the room. Let me know how you're doing and how your day went and how your weekend went and all that good stuff. I'm you know, we even have to be grateful for misery because there's a lesson in the misery too. It's very, very pressing, very stressful. That's the card for the overall suppressed nature of misery. And you know that draw it has, you know, because that's our mom, you know, and you know, just like our children, you know, we have to be there for them. We can't abandon them. You know, we can't turn our back on our children or our parents. You know, so, but they'll force you to do it because they're miserable. Oh, thanks, J Math. Yep, all I need is 2 people, you know, for a $20 live reading, and then, I mean, we can still talk about misery and the, you know, all the viewpoints and things about misery, but I really want to, you know, put in that work and do what I got to do. Um, the moon cycle is, Mother Nature is in full effect, put it like that, you know, and I've been a little bit irritated today, and, you know, my clock is moving, you know, just all women have their natural clock, and when the time changes on that clock, you're like, oh, good grief. Oh, not again. So, I'm moving on here, moving along, clicking along. I'll be, well, I'm employed, but I'll be officially working very soon. And I love making money. I love working. That's why I'm on here talking about begging y'all to get, come on, give me something to do. You know, I need something to do. It's hard for me to sit and do nothing. My kids used to chase me around the house when I was cleaning and take the stuff from me. Mom, stop. I can't just sit down and do nothing unless I'm asleep, and even then I can't sit still.
It's so fast.
That's the story of an empath, y'all. So donate to my cause because I have ADHD. It's hard for me to pay attention and do one thing at a time. I'm just kidding. No, but hit the support button, and you can book your reading there too, empathangie@gmail.com. And then my Facebook page, you know, you make a left over there on Facebook and go to Empath Angie and post something on the wall, say, hey, hi, how you doing? Or post a link, metaphysical stuff. You can give me a rating. You can tell me what you like, what you don't like, what you want to hear, what you don't want to hear. And if you want to bring somebody over to share, I'd love to have them come in the stream and talk. That, you know, I like doing that. meeting new people, having really good conversation, good connection, and if you pass each other again, ever, it's even more awesome. But you have people, who feel that, especially in mixed company, if a woman shows a man affection, admiration, respect, complimentary of him, that means she's sexually attracted to him. That's this society. And that's a miserable person who would label it in such a low fashion, because I thought it was just human nature to be pleasant to people. But things are changing from that too. More and more people are more receptive of the fact that, if you have common fucking sense, you can be friends with a guy. And that's it. Period. End of story. And I have a few amazing guy friends. They're really awesome. And that's stupid shit. Oh, well, she running around here with all these niggas. Okay. Why? Because you not, or you trying to connect with somebody and they don't want to connect with you? It has nothing to do with being sexual. It has something to do with you having a nasty disposition. Miserable. So, it is hot. Jeez. Are you hot? It's me. It's me. I told y'all, when the moon starts the cycle, oh my God. But yeah, misery. It's a very powerful force, misery, especially coming from our elder parents. I know a lot of miserable daddies too. It's not just the mother that affects the daughter in a very devastating way. My father was very miserable, and he would say some of the most horrible things to my mom and to his daughters. He just checked out. He is so angry at his mom. He just took it out on his wife and his daughters. So that it'll infest the entire family and make people very loopy. So y'all, again, if you want to share a donation, $10, I can give you an email reading. It's just $10. You can send a picture or a couple questions or whatever, and I'll be happy to give you a tarot email reading.
No. If only the show can hang.
I'm gonna try to enroll in this esthetician class that was so generously shared with me by Omni, and do some more learning, because it's important to understand that we have to de-stress our entire body 360 degrees. You can't have a stress induced diet and then expect to have your spirit be at ease. Your chemicals are not balanced, and that's why there is a lot of misery, because the food is the company keeper, the placemat, the bookmark. Misery is very destructive. I wish you could see Bella. She's right under my
I'm on
chair.
that low key that shit. They just left the ABC alone.
That helps too. Pets, bring people out of misery. I wish my mom would get a bird or a dog or something. A fish. She is miserable.
You guys didn't see that.
Bless her.
There's a water filter that emits 10 times more
Oh,
contaminants
yeah.
than the lady pitcher. The certified pure faucet filtration system, the only one to remove over 70 contaminants, including lead, pesticides, mercury, and more. Starting at just $20. Try Pure today.
And after everything that she has been through, to still be able to, function, you would think that would be enough to draw her out of the misery. But
No, that was
it's such it's so ingrained now into her soul. There's no way she can come out of it outside of a miracle.
didn't even get an answer.
Yep. The misery of our mother. It's disappointing.
Bank of America mobile banking app. You manage my accounts, deposit checks, get alerts, pay bills, and way more. Hey, bud, seems like you got that.
Because everybody else has moved beyond, and mentally and emotionally, they're still living
Can I go get some snacks?
in the past.
That's my class. It's glorious. Like,
And for them to be reminded of it, it's very offensive to them. They get really, really, really upset.
We probably might have games that time though, besides the missed cues.
And I can look back on it now and laugh because of how ridiculous it was. Some things were just very ridiculous that I had to listen to coming from my mom's misery. The way they reach for justification of their disapproval. They reach for just the most circumstantial stuff. That's misery. Paranoia, that's another symptom of misery. You have people who are very paranoid, very, very
Don't tell me to do about it.
double-minded. Misery makes you very conflicted because you want to be a victim, and at the same time you like victimizing people or trying to. You always have to win a fight. They have to win. They have to dominate. It's more domineering though. It's not domination because, you still have fight. If you were dominated, you wouldn't be able to fight back or, rebut, I should say, versus fight back. But even though some of them damn interactions were knockdown, drag out, verbal, samurai war type, slice and dice, sparring, banter, bickering, for just miserable. She got it. So the misery is what festers, and then you see health issues, very chronic health issues, a lot of short-term memory loss, and they have almost OCD-like behavior, repetitive motions of something, counting something, 2 times, 4 times, 6 times, whatever. OCD. Omni, yay! Good to see you. I got all the lovelies here. I had some people I hadn't bumped into. Um, just a breath of fresh air whenever those ladies are around, 'cause they always have something good to say. Their positivity is just really amazing, you know. And that's what we were talking about, how we need to love each other more, because we have so many of us have mothers who are miserable. And it's the misery I see. The misery I see in our, adult children who have elder parents, and their mama has maybe lost her love, and or remarried but still not totally finished grieving her first love, afraid of loneliness, so they start to project how they feel onto you and your budding relationships or budding new situations. Misery. And I say it over and over, bless her, because I really want her to feel that. Like, I just want her to find a happy place for a little while, before it's time for her to take that journey. I don't think she'll be able to endure it if dad goes first. She's going to jump right over in that hole with him. But whenever that may be, I want her to be content for once in her life. Because I can't participate in her life. It's, because the misery is too thick for us. So I can't endure misery long these days, because I have an exit plan for misery. Like, as soon as it rears its ugly head and I get an inclination of a complaint, Hunty, we out. And you know what? Bless you, and you will not ever hear from me again, sweetie pie, because you are miserable. And I'm going to keep on chanting for you to release the misery, but I'm going to be way over there somewhere else. Can't be around misery. It makes me itch. Whew. We're talking about our miserable mamas and how they sabotage. Professional saboteurs. You're kind of dependent on them a little bit, so you do things together, go to events together, and if you decide that you have an event separate from her and her plans for you, she's going to make sure your event is as sour as it could be, if you even attend it or participate. Misery. I see. So don't forget, there's the blue support button on my channel. We're hustling toward the $40 daily goal. We're about $35 short, so I'm gonna throw it out there again. The amazing $20 live readings for 1 hour, and $10 email readings, all confidential. All very specific to your needs and queries. And I can also give you a video just in case you can't do live. Life happens and it keeps going. Sometimes you just can't stop for an hour. You gotta keep going until everybody's dead to the world. Then you can finally stop. So we can do the live readings tonight. You can book it. If you don't want to do it tonight, we can reschedule it for another day so that you can have time to prepare and, be plugged in with the reading, because I'm seeing evolution, and I'm seeing it start to spread around and people starting to ask more questions, which is always good. I love to see my people asking serious questions and taking things, to heart when it comes to their well-being and their highest good. So we're just $35 short. We had to do some errands and do some self-care for the ladies, you know. We have, you know, you want to be comfortable, you want to have the tools you need to keep yourself well, keep yourself groomed, keep yourself moisturized, you know, all those little things that's like, don't touch that. Anything else but that. For me, it's my black soap and my shea butter. And, you know, just the little odds and ends that, you know, us girls need to where, you're on top of your game, you ready for the world, you know. Don't touch the black soap. Then I make you miserable, you know. So, it's important to talk about this misery so we understand what we have just experienced, how to navigate away from it respectfully, as well as, make it stick, have it solidify with the boundaries. Now it's time for me to evolve. I would love to share this journey with you and have your blessings, but if you are going to purposely curse me, I'm going to have to let you look from outside the window, and we can't connect. But that doesn't mean I don't love you. That doesn't mean I don't care about you. It's hard to release your mama. Very difficult. Sometimes, that silence, it's powerful most of the time, but with mom, silence from you don't mean nothing. Being that you're the scapegoat, so she's going to force you into that exchange, that dance that J Babies pointed out, the beautiful orchestration of the manipulative argument. My son is doing sign language over here, and it is like a dance. It's like a choreographed attack, and it causes you to have challenges, health problems, lack of proper exercise, lack of sleep, stress headaches, migraine headaches, sinus problems, hair thinning or falling out, shedding, poor diet, lots of vision problems, vertigo. I literally got hives. People think that I'm joking, and my mother would make me literally break out in hives, and I look like Hitch, And when I finally was able to finish grad school and get the hell out of her house, that first year that I moved out, the hives stopped. The migraines instantly disappeared. And she had a meltdown because I wasn't coming home anymore. And she was so angry that I didn't tell her where I was as a grown woman with a child, with a career. It was a walk through Hades. She's very miserable. A million other things that she could be doing. She's chasing me around Chicago. Like I said, bless her. She's still doing the same thing. And that's a good 12 years ago. Still in the same cycle of misery. So y'all, please feel free, help me out, support, donate, hit that support button, and give me, a little bit of extra love there. Support Black First is where I'm at, and I decided to try to do it on a very small scale, just intimate setting of where we use these streams, we
I
use
got you.
our conversation, our language, our lexicon of knowledge, our creativity to begin to change the image of the overall black nation. You know, the black male image, the black female image is a very tarnished, dysfunctional image because someone else is controlling the imagery. So we control our own imagery on these streams, very unique, very uncensored means of conveying part of who you are. So this right here is very powerful because only we have control of the imagery content we upload. Nobody else does. Now, the only thing they do tweak on is those stupid ass counts that they do. And we know good and well those counts are kept low on purpose with positive black imagery. We all know that. So we just exposed another goose. You know, we just, you know, hit the bullseye with the truth. And we just educated some folk. So Butterfly Totem, you know, is going to be amazing. And like I said, this is a great way to have everybody have a piece of have a part in building it. And it's easier to come together and say, hey, I remember I donated to that. Did you? Yeah, me too. And then there you go. There's a connection. Bingo. See? And you never know what can come out of that connection. Maybe another black owned something. So the positivity is flowing. The love is flowing. And that's the only way we can heal each other is if we show love. You know, so the labor of love I have is my service. You know, my expertise on my little corner of healing, you know, what I've mastered so far. I'm not done. I'm still learning. But you know, it's a really nice journey. It's not easy all the time, but to still have the ability to think and create things and do something different. That's another process of moving away from misery, because misery is stagnation. There's nothing there. Creativity is stunted, you know, and put to a halt because, you know, Mom, she's just intertwined and sewn up real tight with pining over situations and people that she just can't control, you know, and it just really binds her spirit. And she wants to keep us bound with her because there's no one else left to project onto but you, her daughter or her son. Miserable, our elder parents. And it was another thing that I used to always wonder is why would a mother be jealous of her daughter? Like, why would a mother want to inhibit her adult son from finding a woman that is his match spiritually, is his spirit tie, finding that mate that you desire, that you deserve? And we're doing the noble thing and sacrificing everybody that walks by. You know what? We can't hook up because I know this is going to be a battle with my mama. So, and that is very unhealthy to the point where, you know, it might be time to change the locks, you know, or change your address. You know, it might be time to just have a, you know, sit down and really stress the fact that, you know, misery is what's the wedge between her happiness and knowing boundaries. drawing boundaries, respecting boundaries too. So we're not responsible for their misery. We're not responsible for trying to fix it or trying to, um, digest it for them. It's just something they have got to deal with and accept whatever it is that's causing grief. I don't know why it's so ancient for the elders to be so obstinate. I don't know why, it's not working. Like it's making everybody else miserable. Generation after generation of misery. And I guess because they're dead, they can't see the after effects like that. So
That was Ben's doing.
Sorry, I had to grab some more junk. I have the munchies. So, misery. Where was I? I forgot. Y'all made me laugh. Yeah, you get drawn in to that misery. Unsuspecting, like a whirlpool, just suck you right under. I felt like I had wasted so much time trying to pry my mother's eyes open. And she really felt it was disrespectful for me to tell her how much of a hypocrite she was and still is. And that because she feels when she lies, it's not a lie. But everybody else is a liar. Paranoia. Misery is something to something that we really need to, try to avoid, whether it's your mom or anybody else. Like I said before, it's like I can kind of walk past people and feel it if they're miserable. And I'm like, oh, I hope I don't run into that person no more. So our mothers are very special. They're precious, even when they're damaged. And it's sad to see sometimes it's beyond repair. But we can't carry their misery. We can't feel guilty for moving on. We can't blame ourselves for her misery. It's not fair. Especially if you have your own family. And then it's even more critical if you don't. Because children are really, really a blessing. And everybody that wants to and desires to and is passionate about becoming a parent, they deserve children, in my opinion, and have that experience of being a parent. And misery, that stagnates that progress, like all the time. It never fails. So This is just where I want to make sure people are comfortable talking about these things because it causes a lot of shame. It causes a lot of really poor reactions, very, demonic, violent reactions from people to discuss misery and discuss the dysfunctional things about our elder parents and facing the inevitable, preparation of the next phase and things like that. They don't want to own everything. They do it in parts and they do it according to what's convenient. You know, just put me in this hole. This is how much it's going to be and this is covered. Okay, what about everybody else? What about, all these unfinished emotional loose ends that we have that, you're not addressing? So if you see that blue support button over there, we're only $35 away from our $40 a day goal. And if you want to book your reading through that button, you can do that. Or if you just want to donate something to Butterfly Totem so we can reach our goal today and book your reading. If you don't want your reading, you can gift it to somebody else or you can set a time for a later date. And we can come together and have a lovely connection and look into investing in yourself and your greater good, your highest good. I'm just stuffing my face over here with junk food. Today is my junk food day. And then after that, I'm going to try to behave myself. What? The misery I see is intense. And social media is a good place to get different examples of misery so we know what to avoid ongoing. So this is it's a really beautiful night. It's kind of warm. And I noticed the energy shift too. The seasons are changing and things, and I noticed it's a calmer energy, a little bit more calm. So you guys, we are moving forward, and I'm here to work for my $40 a day goal. Make sure you hit the support button and, share what you can. And if you want to book a reading, that'll be just two people, for a 1 hour live reading with me. And 4 people for a $10 email reading or donation. And it's not much. $10 is not a lot of money. I just have to be grateful though, to know and experience the misery and the awakening from it. Even the struggle of trying to, process it and decompress from it. That was a tough one, but I'm glad I'm able to share it because that not knowing what's happening to you is, once you wake up, you're like, whoa, wow. So we have 10:56 Eastern Standard Time. We still have a little bit left to go for this day before the sun rotates around to the other side. And that daily goal is $35 short. So I'm trying to raise the $40 a day goal for our butterfly totem journey, and provide the readings at a deep discount. So this is celebration of sharing energy and, opening up to increase, opening up to connections, opening up to, you know, our highest good, and being of service and being humble toward each other, so that, it's not such a defensive, a harsh exchange between us as a nation. We can be very vicious towards each other. It's really, really super charged with misery.
I can't do anything about her wrong because of her attitude.
How enraged do you have to be, to want to consistently do harm to another person? Online verbal abuse, back and forth. That's a miserable crowd. And those miserable personalities still try to find a way to justify superiority. That's the kicker part. So to all you supporters of miserable people, you attract what you are, and what you are is what you're attracted to. So while you're supporting misery by laughing at someone else's misery, that could say something about how miserable you are. So we're going to heal that too. Make sure that we don't give our misery to our grandchildren or our children. That we don't stay in misery, so we don't miss the opportunity to be parents of our own children. I've talked to a lot of women who say, my mom was so abusive and disconnected, and we had such a horrible relationship. I just decided I would never have kids because I didn't want to treat my child the way my mom treated me. So I just held off on kids and didn't do it for a long time, if at all. The misery of our mothers, they'll make you second guess everything. Like, do I really want to be a mom? Because I don't want to have this effect on my child. Empathy is there in you where it's not in there. The empathy from your mom is for you, it's just not present. She has no empathy. It's resentment, which is another symptom of misery. Resentment.
Oh my God. No, not like this.
So make sure you pass the link around at Empath Angie on Facebook also. And I think I will throw this link up there while we chat. And make a comment on Empath Angie if you like. Say hi. You can shoot me a message and book your reading while you're visiting. And once you book the reading, you know, it's on my website. The prices are the normal prices, but I kept it that way so that people could see the deep discount that I offer for 1 hour readings. And the email readings are discounted as well. So once the butterfly totem opens, then I'll go back to my normal pricing for that. And the pages manager on Facebook is kind of cute. I really am not, you know, that fond of Facebook. You know, it's something to do, some brainless something to do when you know, just kind of sitting there vegging out. And I really never got into deep manipulation of Facebook because I don't like people. I just, social media. But it's cute. The little page for if you create a page, it's really cute. It's easy. And you can see stuff that people leave, little comments and things like that. It's amazing. It's totally amazing. And you can buy advertisements or whatever. So, also I wanted to kind of point out a couple other people who are amazing card readers. Ryan Hagan is one. He was on one of my other streams, and he was kind of discussing, you know, the path of discovery on your witch or spiritual journey, witchy journey. Path of Spirit Marketplace is his. Here, let me see if I can put his link in there too. So he gives readings too. And for the spiritual side, I just want to, because he's really into the chakra healing now. So that's Ryan. And of course, you know, we want to give everybody, you know, something to share. You know, if you want to share links, stories, articles over on Empath Angie, you know. So we can raise the vibe to, you know, heal the tribe is what we're working on here. So I had a couple of things come through here. So we are working on those things, you know, that those symptoms of misery. Once you kind of identify with it a little more, then it's a little bit easier to kind of say, you know, we need to alleviate this situation. It's now out of control. Officially, there needs to be, you know, a reset on the boundary button. You know, when it starts to affect your harmony and peace of mind and you see it for what it really is, then you have a better chance at reversing it than, you know, trying to force it the other direction. You have to kind of have them emerge out of that domineering, overbearing mindset, you know. I see Empath Angie is growing a little bit. I just took a peek. And I'm kind of embarrassed because I want to add some more stuff to it, and I'm like, oh, I can't get to everything. So, yep, we can. I think we can make it if, you know, I only have $35 more to go, and I could do the readings this evening, or I could do it at a later time. Make sure you hit the blue support button. Even if you see the playback of this, make sure you donate to the support button there. Book your reading right at that button. You can also book your reading at empathangie@gmail.com. I know it's getting late, and it's, you know, sometimes you're like, I'm ready to crash. I don't want to sit up another hour because it's right in the middle of the week. So shortly I will be, like I said, my new position, and you know, I'm officially back on the grind, above the table, if you will. So, you know, gotta draw a check. You know, a girl that does not work, she does not eat. You know, and that's the frequency we need to keep it on. You know, self-sufficiency, making those moves you need to make to generate what's necessary to be able to create more currency and energy. It's an investment. If you spend 8 hours at work, you should at least be able to give yourself 4 towards your own personal endeavors. I learned that through Napoleon Hill. Said something similar. So donate, people. Donate your booking, $20 live 1 hour with me. I can do a video for you too. You just say, hey, these are my questions, and could you deliver my video to me once you get this email at empathangie@gmail.com on PayPal. So you can hit the blue support button. The misery I see.
What's he see?
You know, I'm that big, huge baby. I just don't like seeing our people suffering so much, and as a whole, we just don't know what's wrong with us, and they can't quite figure it out. So I hope everybody is having a good evening, and I know I am really happy to be able to do this, and it's, like I said, it's growing, and people are really coming around to take a peek in and see what's going on. You know, that's how you get the buzz started. So, you know, because there's misery on here with that too. It's like people are miserable because they're whatever stream count is not up to their standard or whatever. It's just really amazing what misery will make a person do for attention, approval, for um, dictatorship. You know, you got people who will bow at the beck and command of some of these people on here, and they're the most miserable people I have ever seen. And they try to program you into believing that these individuals are worthy of respect for some of the, you know, rancid things that they do and say. And it's ongoing. It's not even a break to it. Misery. You have people so miserable that they have to invent circumstances and relationships with people just to have a way of reaching for a means to create chaos. So let's try to put out that forest fire of misery and book your reading. You know, book your reading with me. There's $20 for 1 hour. And I also, you know, do a video for those that can't get to the live part. They, you know, can't do a live sit down with me. You know, you can just conjure up your video and toss your questions in an email at empathangie@gmail.com. That's also the PayPal for your donation or your booking fees. And the prices are at a really deep discount. And I do hold place cards. So if you book today, then that holds your spot for when you're ready to receive your reading. So today's goal was 40 and I'm 35 short. I got, you know, lovely surprise with a donation. So that was beautiful, and I'm going to provide that email reading shortly. And I would love to commune with a couple other people tonight. If you're night owls, we're moving over into the witching hour. So midnight. Those are really powerful readings. Yep. So y'all excuse me. I'm gonna step away real quick. But pondering on misery is what I was doing. So bear with me here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna play a little something here. Let's see what we can do without getting tagged, because I have a habit of, you know, picking music that's like trying to sneak that in there. So let me see. We'll do some Native American. But don't forget to hit the support button, the blue button right there on my channel page. You can book your reading ahead of time. and I will be available readily for you because, like I said, this is what I'm doing until my official job starts, and I have a couple of more weeks before I have an official deposit, you know, from my job. So this is my skill set that I'm using to survive every day, you know, just to keep things going, keep us, you know, indoors, and keep us everything taken care of. So if you can rustle up a little change, $5, you know, there, if, you know, you can go grab a friend and say, hey, we need 6 more people to donate $5. Then we'll have 8 people, and that'll be, you know, $30, $40 with 8 people, $30 with 6 people, you know. And I know there's probably not even that many people watching right now, but it's okay. You can pass the link around. You can grab a friend. You can let them go over to my page and see, you know, who I am, what's up over there. You look at all the postings and take a peek. Add something to the postings. Leave a comment. Tell me what you feel at Empath Angie on Facebook too. I'm also on Google Plus. People know me by that one more than they do my other page. So I am still going to be working on getting my Empath Angie channel boosted up too. So let me go ahead and step away real quick. I'll be right back. Don't forget to hit that support button. Support, support, support. Butterfly Totem. We shall be right back. Hold on. Alrighty. Back, here we are. We're back. So it's 11:19. Witching hour is almost here. So I had to step away for a quick hot minute. And yes, we are just pondering misery. So I'm glad I was able to share a little thoughts process on misery. And I'm just kind of laid back a little bit today because I'm a little fatigued. So trying to take it easy a little bit and just prepare, get my mind ready for this newness that's coming. And don't forget to donate. You know, that donate support button is right there on my channel page. So breakthrough was our meditation. Breakthrough and completion was a lot of that throughout the day, you know, in confirmation with the totems that I saw, you know. And we had a really good time with Bella in the park for that happiness to know that, you know, the misery no longer is there. So don't forget, donate button, the support button on my channel page. And we're gonna keep striving. I'll probably move over here to Facebook for a little bit and kind of mix it up with the people and move around and see who might be ready for a reading tonight. It might just cross their mind and say, you know what, now that you brought it up, let's do this. So support my channels for Empath Angie on Facebook. Please pass that link around. Go press like over there for me. And leave a little comment. Let me know you came through. And we're going to say farewell for right now. And I'm going to take a quick little step away so we can get geared up over on Facebook and do some, maybe stir up some conversations. So one love, one village, heal the nation, one family, Hotep, my aunt, and y'all be good to yourself and be good to each other. Namaste.